So let's see what we can do with that. Darn tune. Look at all the badges. VIP, founder and a prime. Very nice. What time is it where you are? Like in your time zone? 2 PM. That is a long sleep. But still, fair enough. Must have needed it. Nice. I usually wake up at 9 AM. Cannot tell you the last time I woke up at 9 AM. I'm talking like years. I mean, of my own volition, obviously. Like, if my work needs me to be up at that time, I'll get up at that time, but for me to get up at that time, like without any sort of work incentive, is like unheard of. Doesn't happen. Oops. She's right, you know. Ever since the lockdown came down, the sleeping pattern just hasn't recovered. There were many casualties. Yay, 3 times save. Well, this should safely be a sub-hour run. To be honest, I could be still playing at 60 and it would still be a sub-hour run, because last run I died twice at the final chase. Not once, not 3 times, but twice. And it cost me like stupid amounts of time. Like, if I just played the game and didn't make that mistake, then it would be fine. Oh dear. Oh dear, this movement. I need to learn the layout of this game better. Like that, like what room goes into what room. Oops. That movement has so much room to be optimised. By just like doing it well, not being bad. My objective is to pass Royal and Ed points. Is that what we should call them? Like, I've called them gems for the time being, but Ed points has actually got a funky ring to it. I like it. There was quite a bit wrong with that split, but that's still a good time save. 1.7k, oof. 1.7k is good, considering that I only got the whatever it is, affiliate like. Is that wrong? It is wrong. Oh no. It's 26440. Yikes. But yeah, that's pretty good. I only got affiliate like what? Within the week. Should be able to overtake Royal pretty soon. Royal spent some miles. This probably won't save any time, just because of that flub. Yeah, figures. This is a pretty long split though, so let's get some of that time back. He's determined, you know. Your commitment is nice to see. Thank you again for that. Oops. I don't think that's any quicker than actually just going round the boxes there. Unless for some reason I'm like obviously wrong about that, but... What timing to wake up as soon as I go live? My guy. Not sure how much time this will save because I'm just looking at the like individual split timer thing and I've got like a minute and a half to get to the next split. Which doesn't seem like much time at all. Did you just go live? Yeah. The run's been going for about 9.5 minutes at this point and I've only been live for like 19.5, so... Oh, that's quicker to just walk down there then. Okay. What movement is that then? This part doesn't need a safety save, it just requires me to not mess up any half-tile movement. That was good. Yeah, boy. Huge. Who's 3 hours ahead of you? I think we're like... Are we only 3 hours ahead? Fucking time zones, how do they work? You're probably right. I'm not very good at time zones. I just know that SMP and LAC are 5 behind where we are. But that takes place for the centre as well. Like if you take this step up, your character moves into the centre for the cutscene thing to go ahead, so... Real time zone hours in this chat. So you're 3 behind us then? Fair enough. We've got that GMT standard time. No minuses or pluses to be seen anywhere. I need to also remember that there's a mash door here as well. I used to forget about that every time. We also have an objective now because last time I was just trying to set a good time, but now Tegron has the world record with a run that is real good. Oops. So I guess the mission's to beat that time. That march could have been faster. Just noticed I'm still holding an S. There's not really any reason for that. That was good. BRB, I'll go get something to eat. Sure, take your time. No rush. Because the run that we're doing doesn't require us to get any mysterious stones, we can just immediately dip to the left here. We also don't really need to spend too much time messing about in the cafe area either. Disaster. It happens. Uber. Oops. God, half-tail movement. That takes place for the centre as well. Honestly, we're gonna just save like minor fractions of time all the way through the run until we get to the final split. And then we'll just start saving like super time. It's 3 pillars up. Yep. You don't really need to count that one anyway, you just walk up the path and you get it. What's the difference between this run and previous ones? How do you mean? Like the difference in what way? You mean like why is it faster or? Why am I doing it again? The run that I had last time was bad. And I was playing it at 60 frames per second last time. Which is by default slower than playing it at 30 seconds for no reason other than weird wolf engine wizardry. Wizardry, I should say. Oh, there he is. Even if I played the last run at 30 frames per second as well, the 2 deaths right at the end cost so much time that like I would have went back to get a run that fixes that. Have you changed it now? Yes, that's where a lot of the time save that we're getting's coming from. Like the reason why I'm like 33 ahead now. Like it's not because I'm actually playing the game any better. Although that like is to a degree happening as well because it's like I'm playing the game a lot more so I'm getting more experience at it, but the swap to 30 saves like so much time. The only split that I done bad at was lift 2, which is why despite actually by default saving time we lost time. Which is haha. There's a somewhat longish cutscene coming up in like 2 seconds. Just hoping the spooter doesn't get you again. You're right. -47, let's go. It's cool, there's actually a strategy this time. Honestly, like all the chase scene soundtracks in this game, and some other parts are genuine bug pleas or rat jams, cat jams. Just got a big bowl and filled it with food. Bye guy. Oops. What did I do that for? What a dafty. The chase at the end of this game now, there's a manipulation sort of thing being discovered. So that you can manipulate what the spider does at the start of the 4th phase. Because the reason that I took a death last time was like as soon as the 4th phase started it just immediately rushed down and killed me. And I didn't have any reaction time, but there's a way that you can manipulate to not do that. Not that it should do that to start with, to be honest with you, because that's kinda cheap. Doesn't give you much time to react. In fact, it doesn't give you any time to react. Like if it does that, you are toasted. But a chase route that Tegron discovered manips it in such a way where it's like the cycle that it does where it runs around like the whole outer perimeter of the arena. If you stand in a certain place, then it doesn't get to finish that cycle before that phase ends. So when phase 4 begins, the AI kinda makes up for the fact it didn't finish the cycle and it immediately goes to where it was before phase 4 started. It's kind of confusing, like, to explain like that, but it does. The only thing you need to know is that it makes it so that it does the same thing at the start of phase 4 every time. And the thing that it does at the start of phase 4 makes it so that it doesn't attack you. I can't remember where that split is, so I'm just going to skip it. I'm pretty sure it's like from her landing, but I didn't split. I was too busy explaining the Tegron minute. I don't believe the trick has a name, but I'm just going to call it Tegron minute. Because in Madfather we called the trick that Numelix discovered Numelix skip. We're very original with names that way, so. There's probably still an opportunity to take that trick further, because someone told me on the Speedrun forums that if you pause the game, like every phase for the last boss lasts for a certain amount of time before it goes into the next phase. And if you pause the game and basically keep the pause menu open for that length of time, or over that length of time, then when you unpause, it moves on to the next phase. So, like, as soon as the second phase of the fight starts, I can pause the game, wait for like a minute, and then when I unpause it, phase 3 will start. Which is good because phase 2 is really quite janky. Strats indeed. The only thing about it is that it hasn't been tested enough to get any like super consistent use out of it, but I think I've got an idea for it, which I might try at the end of this run. Because the phases in the last boss fight last for like the same length of time every time, it means that the music in the background is always kind of consistent to certain points of it. And because of that, you can basically use the soundtrack as a sound cue. Oh. You can basically use the game's soundtrack as a sound cue for when to unpause. Exactly. Like, it seems pretty straightforward, but it hasn't been attempted enough to know for sure if you can get away with using it as easily as it sounds. The thing that I'm wondering though is, because of the Tegron manip, where you can manipulate how the spider goes based on how phase 3 ends, and like if it's doing its perimeter run. Like if it started doing a run and then you paused the game and let the phase expire, then how would that affect how the spider moves going into phase 4? It probably sounds a lot more confusing than it is to show you, but I'm obviously mid-run and can't show you, so take of that what you will. I'll maybe mess around with that a bit after this run, assuming that the run doesn't die. Which, considering the part that we're at, there is a chance it could die. Actually, will save here though. Right, this fight is hard. I was going to say I need them to... Oh dear. That's an F12. Yep. This seems to be running a lot smoother now, as it's put the frames back up to 60 there, so... That's still 60 into I. Okay. I need to change the frames when I get a second. Nope, that's exactly what I need it not to do. Shit. Right, I need to go up to this one then. Back up strat. I'm going to keep going because the last speedrun that I done was like so bad that this is still going to be faster than it. Like even with that death, but I've pretty much just guaranteed that I'm going to come back to this category some other time because The idea should be to take no deaths. So, oh, that half-tile movement really nearly got me there. With the exception of having to use the backup strat, that's pretty much how the rest of it should go. There, if you wanted to be safe, you can bring it down there. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we're losing way time now. I'll wait until this part's done, we'll see how much time that I lost, but it's... I mean, it's already over 30 seconds, which is bad. $33 seconds that we just lost. That's like bad. That's really bad. So again, I'll probably redo this at some point just to get a better run, but it's whatever. Okay, we can genuinely save like 4 to 5 minutes in that last split. Because of the stupid deaths that we took there last run. Yeah, Tegron's time is like ahead of even mine's because he's to the east of the UK. Quick math. Right, this cutscene that plays, I'll get a drink. Oof. Delish. Oh, they pressed up twice. Drink tea, of course. Had a cup of tea yesterday actually, and it was exquisite, I tell you what. That was good. I'm in love with this emote. I see that. To be fair though, you've actually got me started using it like semi-regularly as well now. Like Numelix was streaming yesterday and I was in his chat room talking and I used that emote like often. Leads to the crusher room. It does. That was alright. Should be able to make up some time here, but we're not going to go back to minus 58 for like a few splits. Again, we need to save 33 seconds to get us back to minus 58, and I can see already from like the individual split timer underneath the main timer that we ain't there. Saving 12 seconds in that, that's good though. That's good. Right, another long cutscene. Hope everyone's enjoying the run so far. After the way that S001 chase went, I sure as fuck am not. Like, it's cool to have so much time saved, but damn. If we hadn't took that death there, we could be way ahead by now. But it's fine. We've still got plenty of time to save. Good to hear. F. The big red guy is S001, one of the subjects. Yes, spot on. You are correct. Actually remembered. He's learning. The only two you need to remember, to be honest. Like, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of like S-types and D-types in this game, but the only ones you really have to remember are S001 and DO33, because they are like the two main chase slash run ender parts of the run. Coincidentally, one of them happens at the halfway point and the other one happens basically at the end. Everything else in between is just all execution. Like every other part of the run that isn't the two main chases is just making up time. Or trying to optimise movement to save time, so that if you do complete the chases in good fashion, then you save time. Speedruns. Not even once. So what was that then? I had like an image error. Oh, the image in the background never loaded? Okay. What? Purgatory 1 does that as well, I don't know why. Like, the two games are kind of finicky when it comes to loading things, for reasons completely unknown. Yeah, I get you, Funsky. I do that as well. Not at all uncommon. At least for me, anyway. Yeah. The only text in the game we can actually read so far. Oh, that's amazing. Hell. That's me banned from SGDQ before I've even went. Not that I planned to go. I don't remember where my lab split is. I'm pretty sure it's like somewhere after the vents. I don't know why it's so late, considering that at this point we're very clearly not in the lab anymore. But here we are. I'm impressed you remembered that one because I couldn't even remember that. His chase honestly isn't that bad though. It says in the timer, Galaxy Brain. Why didn't I think of that? Literally timer that I made. Still doesn't work. Well, the lab split's obviously been then. I'll just skip that. I know that the DO1 free chase is from when the flames activate. Yeah, his chase isn't that hard. The other chases rely on not just you moving well, but also hoping that the AI will kind of cooperate with you. Like, it's not really RNG, it's just kinda tricky. Like, it's a bit finicky. Nice. Whereas this one's just all movement. The movement's kinda finicky, but I can't imagine how bad you would need to mess up the movement for this thing to catch you. To be fair though, it is kinda tricky to see where you can move. Like, I suppose that's part of the challenge of it. But like, even then, that's not so bad. Like, when you compare it to the other chases. Oops. That part is always like super loud. I would apologise for that, but I didn't do it. But yeah, that part, even though it's tricky, because it requires like super tight movement and good execution, not a run killer. You just lose a bit of time if you don't do it well, which is fine. I mean, it's the same as any other part of the run, just if you don't do it well, you lose time. Wasn't too bad. Got there. Oh, why? Right, we're pretty much home free of this dodgy area now. There we go. The pipes get in the way, so it makes it decently harder to see where to go. Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's only notable in the sense that it requires really precise movement, but unless you mess up real bad, you're not going to lose a run to it. Unlike in the other two chases. This split here should actually be quicker, as well as the fact that we're obviously playing at 30 frames as well. Because during the actual spider battle part, there's a prompt that comes up and I forgot that it comes up, so I lost like a wee bit of time there. There's another example of losing time to something silly. You think you actually lost around 30 seconds with that other chase? Yeah, honestly. If I can do that and get world record still, I will be thoroughly surprised. Like, I highly doubt it. Surely not. I don't remember what the world record is, that being said anyway. Right, if I just text skip and keep on mashing Z, because the buttons that you press here don't actually matter. Like the prompts that you use, so... Right, that's it. And now we just hold in text skip. There we go, terrific. Where are we now? Alright, okay. There's a box here as well. Whether this box turns up or not depends on what ending that you're playing, but the ending that we're doing now is just like the first option at every single prompt. Which is good because it means you can just mash through everything. Oops. Just gave the microphone a light bonk there. That noise. GG. Get a good scrub. GG, no re. 1v1 me at Arnold Londo. GG no re, now you drink tea. Oops. I need to remember that this is left, up, left. Oh. That's going to be a time save over last time because I went right at like that big creature thing that's there. I took a right and went up, which takes you into like the hangman room, whatever that is. Then I had to backtrack back out of there, so even without the frames, we're saving good time in that as well. Terrible.
Oh.
Ah, speak of the man.
Hello, I heard terrible.
I'm playing Purgatory 2 and Funsky in the chat because I made a movement error. Said me wondering where Lack is, saying terrible, terrible movement. That was the calling card. That was incredible timing. How are you anyway?
Doing my internet in and out like all day, sadly.
I can't even tell what you're saying, your connection's kinda jaggy.
My connection's been in and out all day.
I can tell. Oops. Like it's kinda choppy. It's like in and out. It's like a... It sounds as if you've got a robotic sort of voice. You've missed an unfortunate run.
Unfortunate? Both splits.
The S001 chase, I died twice and lost about 33 seconds.
Yikes.
Major yikes. The gold splits are only because I realised I was playing the game at 60 frames, and I'm now playing them at 30 frames.
Oh, so it's faster here too, huh? That's rough.
Yeah, it's just free save. Because I thought about it and I was like, hang on, what is the engine that Purgatory 2 runs on? And it's Wolf Engine, which is the same as the first game and Mermaid Swamp and Madfather, and they all run faster at 30, and I was like, hang on. But what am I playing this at then? And I checked and it was 60. So basically every split, with the exception of like 2, have been gold just because of that. That's a good spot. Oops. We need a clip of that timing. Yeah, I'll highlight it after.
My stream is lagging.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just because I have a bad connection.
That's fair. I say I hope it's not in mine. That would be tragic. I'm gonna save like mega minutes here as well because I died twice to this boss last time.
Unless you die twice this time.
Yeah, unless I also die twice here, but that won't happen.
At 30 FPS will bail you out.
It will. That way we good. Don't know why they give you a save prompt there, only to walk up here and get another save prompt. It's cool. It turns out this part has a minute, so we can use that. The beats. Some real intense action, this.
Don't talk. I had to get this dub.
I'm going to try the pause minute here. Like if you pause it, if you pause at the time for this phase, it actually goes down even if you're in the pause menu. This is some riveting gameplay, this.
What the? Did that take? What?
Oh, that part of the song goes on longer than I thought it did. Yeah. Like, it doesn't make the face shorter, it just makes it so that you're not in danger. Fucking meow.
I'm so confused. Not even...
There's the minute. So he didn't get to finish his cycle, so aye, he runs to the right immediately. Yeah, I need to make him down. Yes. Yeah, boy. That was pretty good. I'm genuinely going to save so much time here. Like, I think the split is the explosion.
Explode and explode.
Yeah, like after you leave and basically blow the place up, that's the escape split. -7. Stay fresh.
Drink tea. Wait, what happened?
I can't tell what you're saying, sorry. Connection's bugging out.
Yeah, the stream thing. Wait, I think I have to refresh.
Fair. That's a strong sub at best. Although we're probably not going to get world record because of day 2 deaths. And you will? Oh, you have to take a top door then. Oh. Oh god, you have to walk in here as well. I just lost like so much time waiting for that to start.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus. Jump scare warning. Ah, this is going to be a 58-minute run. Oh, close.